Okay, are we recording? Please be recording. Okay, it seems to be recording. Alright, hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and today we're going to try a little something a bit different now that I've kind of found a way to record the footage with me on the webcam at the same time. Yes, I am slow on technology. It's passed me by. But anyway, today we are to look at a national speech. This was a speech, um, or what, rather, a portion of a speech of Dwight D. Eisenhower when he officially decided he would, um, when he was announcing his end of term. He had finished both of his terms as a president, and so he was looking to go ahead and step down and let the new president, John F. Kennedy, take his place. Now, this is from the National Archives. It will talk a bit about these moments. So, let's go ahead and get into this here.
I come to you with a message of leave-taking and farewell.
This speech did not get very much attention. When a new president is coming to power, as John Kennedy was, the spotlight was not on Dwight Eisenhower.
We have been compelled to create a permanent armaments industry of vast proportions.
There was a feeling at the time that
Think about this. Compelled to create a vast armaments industry of vast proportions. So to make those bombs, those bullets, those planes, tanks, guns, implements of war. Let's go ahead and continue here. Michael Beckles, the presidential historian, talking here.
this must have been written by some speechwriter who just sneaked into the speech.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
3 months ago.
Think about this. There is when Eisenhower warns of a military industrial complex, when the military becomes not just a way to defend a country, but becomes a business. It's no longer just about, making things to protect or more or less as a weapon of war, but it serves as a piece of business. Let's go ahead here and continue on.
We got contacted by a family up in Minnesota saying that we have documents from Malcolm Moose. He was responsible in part for drafting the military-industrial complex speech.
These new papers give us written evidence that this was not just some caprice of Eisenhower's or something by some speechwriter.
You see the evolution of his speech from May 1959 to 1961.
And he wanted to give this speech for a long time, 2 years.
Our military organization today bears little relation to that known of any of my predecessors in peacetime, or indeed by the fighting men of World War II or Korea.
There was one person, Dwight Eisenhower.
So yeah, he's saying the military that we were known, that was for national defense or preemptive strikes is no longer just about that. Again, he's warning, military is now a company. Many uh, of the military groups see it as a business instead of just a way to protect the country. You have these industries like Northrop Grumman, uh, Boeing, Raytheon, uh, I am blanking so much right now, but there are others who spend a lot of their budget on creating weapons of war because for them, it's an industry. It's business. It's not just we do it proudly to protect, you know, other Americans. They now, and Eisenhower at the end of his term is already warning, you know, this is a danger. Let's continue here.
Eisenhower's life, whom he really confided almost everything to, and that was his brother Milton.
There's one particular document where the speechwriters had already drafted their version of the speech, only to see Milton come along and totally revamp what had already been written.
When Milton Eisenhower was taking notes and writing things on the drafts of these speeches, the speechwriters knew that it wasn't Milton talking, it was Ike.
The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist.
He would see magazines with advertisements for some new warplane or some bomb, and he got so angry he'd take the magazine and throw it into the fireplace.
Think about that. And you got to remember, before Eisenhower was a U.S. president, he was a general. So he is someone who understands the need for weapons, armaments, but he never wanted it to see it become business, solely there to make money, to become a blind capitalistic evil. I'll let this continue here.
Of the Oval Office, because he felt that defense spending should not be something that would be encouraged by companies who are seeking commercial gain.
We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes.
There is an interesting document. It shows that the farewell speech will be made to Congress. But yet, President Eisenhower decided, no, he was going to address the people.
Only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals, so that security and liberty may prosper together.
One test of how well a president speaks is how long the speech lives. Here we are 50 years later, we're still talking about this speech.
Now, on Friday noon, I am to become a private citizen. I am proud to do so. I look forward to it. Thank you, and good night.
So yeah, that's the end of that video. But we have Eisenhower basically talking about the fear he has of companies, well, the industry becoming run by companies, becoming completely driven by capitalistic greed instead of, we do this to protect Americans. Eisenhower was president 52 to 60. Yeah, because Kennedy was elected in November of 1960. And yeah, he was a general. I think he was a general during World War II. I mean, that would be what makes sense. In the 40s, he served as general during the Second World War and then became president in the 50s. He did not want to see, you know, these military companies become so commercialistic, seek so much just to make money, because that shouldn't be what they're there for. And I'm sure some of you are aware of it. Beware of the military industrial complex. That was where he was giving that warning. Yeah. It's it's definitely an interesting speech. But yeah, I wanted to try out a new thing, see how some of this worked. If you like it, let me know. Well, shoot, I may do some more of this regardless. Go and look for some more historical speeches and moments. It'll also let me do the reviews of songs, so I can also bring up their music videos and so on. And it'll also allow me to start working on movies, because there are some historical movies I've been wanting to do, some movies that have historical significance. But I wanted to start us off with an easy one here. But as always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, later.